morning. It's a beautifully sunny day today, and I'm back on board again after a little bit of time off because I was very poorly for the last few days. Not a cloud in the sky, it's lovely. Can I just say as well, these ear warmers that I've got on from Foxy Equestrian, absolute godsend. It's bright and sunny but freezing flipping cold. You can probably hear I'm still a little bit snuffly. So I'll try and keep the snot to a minimum. I'm coming live because I posted a couple of days ago about thinking ahead to 2022. So it's only November, but just to see if anyone had thought ahead into the new year and what your kind of thoughts might be on looking ahead, really. And I was quite surprised that not that many people seem to have really thought about it, to be honest. So I said I would do some sort of maybe like a bit of a guide, a little bit of a guide to sort of why to plan ahead and how and what things you might want to think about. So for me, there's 3 key things that I like to kind of plan ahead for, or maybe have like goals towards. First one is financial, money, because money does make the world go round. And as equestrians, as horse owners, we tend to think about it a lot, I think. People either think we're rich or we are definitely not rich because it all gets spent on our horses. The second, which leads on quite nicely, is obviously my horse, Nutmeg, and what I want to do with her. So thinking ahead for, she's 6-year-old now, what things I want to do with her. Maybe want to do like a couple of shows and things where I want her to be in a schooling and things like that. I'm going to turn this corner in a minute and not be able to see a thing. And then the third thing that I like to think about, for want of a better term, is my next move, let's just call it that. So from a money perspective, I think a lot of us have maybe like financial goals or things we want to work towards. It might be like, I don't know, saving towards buying something that you really, really want that's maybe a bit more expensive than things you'd usually pay, or you might have savings goals. You might be at the time of your life where you're thinking about maybe getting a house and a mortgage, my God, I wish. And things like that. So money goals are actually quite easy to plan ahead for because you can very, very easily break them down. And don't tell me that you've never got enough money left at the end of the month. Don't tell me that you can't make any more money. Don't tell me that you can't go out and get a job. There's loads of them out there. We're all just poor horse girls trying to feed our horses. So I get that. But as an example, last night I had some girlfriends around to celebrate me actually reaching this year's little money goal that I set for myself at the start of the year. So at the start of the year I set a goal of what I wanted to achieve doing my own business and whatever. Just having a little look around at the sheep. There's some horses in the field next door that tend to run around a little bit, so you might see me get decked in a minute if she grows about 3 hands. Anyway, so I had a little celebration last night. I'd reached my monetary goal, my monetary target that I'd set at the start of the year, and it was lovely. It was really nice to celebrate that. And at the start of the year I'd broken it down into 12 monthly intervals, what I needed to make each month to achieve the bigger goal that I wanted. And to a lot of people it seemed very small. It was a very conservative amount, but to me it was massive and it would have meant a lot. And as it happened, I actually reached that money goal in September. So I have months to spare and I'm very, very proud of myself. And it was really nice to celebrate that money goal and to have other people to celebrate that with me. So that was one thing for me for my financial goals. So I'm now thinking ahead to 2022 and then what I maybe want to look to, what I maybe want to achieve next. So then thinking about planning ahead, number 2 for me is my horse, Nutmeg, and what I want to do with her. I would love to get her out to a few more little competitions and stuff. You've probably seen like the videos of us doing little bits of jumping and flat work and things. Oh, there's somebody in the field, so you might just notice them in a minute. Have we noticed the person? Oh no, haven't noticed the person yet. That's going to be my undoing in about 50 yards. Anyway, so that was my another one of my little goals that I wanted to achieve was something to do with, you know, taking Nutmeg out and about and maybe doing like a little dressage test, maybe doing a little bit more jumping. And when she was younger, I actually set myself a little goal of jumping around a course of jumps, which obviously we did the other week, but I broke that goal down again. And again, with your horses, it can be quite easy. We tend to see it as this one big thing of, oh my god, I've got to jump a course of fence, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that. So to begin with, all I needed to actually be able to do was walk, trot and canter at that stage. So I managed to walk, trot and canter, some more right transitions. Then I broke it down to, right, we need to be able to canter like a, you know, sort of substantial amount, if you like. We need to be able to canter at least a few circles or whatever, so we did that. Then we needed to start popping over some little cross poles, yeah, okay. Then we needed to run them to straights, then we needed to run them to maybe like string a few together, etc, etc. So again, it's really, really easy to break it down. Oh, she's seeing a sheep now. There is a load of sheep in this field. So again, that's another example of just breaking something down. If there's something that you want to achieve, if there's something that you want to do, it doesn't have to be this one big overwhelming thing, and that's all planning ahead for yourself actually is. It's just breaking down what you want to do into small manageable chunks. So on to number 3. Again, for want of a better phrase, the third thing that I like to plan ahead for and want to be able to thank my future self for is my next move, as it were. And in that, for me currently, it's, you know, it's my business, it's what I want to achieve in my business and what I want to do, and for that I'm afraid you'll just have to wait and see. So I hope that's helpful, just a little snippet. Pick out maybe 1 or 2 or 3 things that you want to do for 2022. They don't have to be massive, they don't have to be the same as mine, they could be literally anything and everything, could be anything. And just think about how you can break them down into slightly more manageable chunks. Just have a think about how you can turn them into something that maybe doesn't look quite as daunting or quite as scary. And then write them down, because that makes them happen. If you write them down, they're there in black and white, you've got something to focus on, something to work towards. And that's the important thing. It really, really helps me. So yeah, watch this space. Thank you for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed just our little mooch around the field. And I hope that was helpful. I'd love to hear what you guys have thought about now. Hopefully that's inspired you a little bit to think a little bit more ahead. If you've got any goals that you want help maybe breaking down, give me a shout. I'd love to see them. Post them in the comments, I'd love to hear.